Okay, welcome to the MechWarrior Online Championship Series 2023. We are playing round one of the top 12 winners bracket today. Casters today are Therax and Level.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, just getting things started here. We're running slightly delayed, trying to get things back on schedule. We're going to do a map ban to start things off. This is a best of 5 format. And we have Kastarion's Guards versus KDCM Saturday Night Special. I believe it's KDCM 18. There's two different KDCMs here, so I want to make sure I get them correct. Actually, they do not have a number here in the bracket, so it's just KDCM Saturday Night Special and Kastarion's Guards. So we are kicking things off right here.
It's
Streaming on both MWO Leagues 1 and MWO Leagues 2 if you want to check out Secondary Perspective. And let's get that map ban started.
this should be an interesting matchup. KSG, they've gotten a little bit better every year for the last 2 years. And now here they are in top three, or in the queue. Sorry, in the queue they were top three, which would put them in top seven because the first four places were from the invitation.
Yeah, so we're going to start off with a map ban. I'm waiting here for Kastarion's Guards to select their first map that they wish to ban. Or, well, this isn't map ban, it's a map choose. We are playing potentially all 5 maps, unlike the competitive queue.
Yes.
So they are choosing the maps that they wish to play. So we have Vidric Station as the first map. And now KDCM Saturday Night Special has chosen Hibernal Rift as map 2. Crimson Strait is going to be map 3. That is Kastarion Guard's pick again. Going to Polar Highlands for drop 4 if necessary. And wrapping it up then with the Mining Collective as the potential 5th drop if needed. Now, which server are we going to be on here today?
Well, we're playing EU time zone, right? So, I believe, who got the first Mac ban? I believe the second team.
Kastarion Guards picked first.
So I believe the second team gets region.
No, Kastarion Guards is team 1 in terms of match determination.
Gotcha.
We're waiting for the teams to pick team sides here. So far, it looks like Kastarion Guards is team 1 on Hibernal and on Vidric.
Well,
sorry, quick question. Level, do you have a delay set?
We're
yes.
streaming right now.
Yeah.
So Crimson Strait is going to be team 1 for KDCM Saturday Night Special, and Polar Highlands is also going to be team 1 for KDCM.
Dang it, live. Now I got to double check.
Check for you, Level.
Ending in another minute and a half, 2 minutes and a half.
There's a delay, don't worry.
Yeah, the delay's there. It's just further behind Eric's.
Okay, so KSG is now on the timer. They have 5 minutes to choose their mechs. We should talk about the format here for anyone who's unaware. This is an 8v8 5-cap conquest tournament. And there's a 480-ton drop limit. And there is a 3 chassis of a single weight class limit as well. So you can only have 3 lights or 3 mediums. You cannot have 4 lights or 4 mediums. And they're also restricted to a single variant of a chassis. So they can have 1 fire starter or 1 night gear. They cannot have a night gear A and a night gear prime. They're restricted to just the one of the chassis.
Yes. No hero restrictions. Legendaries are banned.
Legendaries are banned, Stone Rhino is banned, but heroes are allowed.
Yes.
New XE is banned as well, of course.
Yeah, the recent most recent championship series mechs are banned. If they do not have a C-bill variant, the specials are banned.
Everything's banned. Okay. Now the map ban's done. Is Team 1 locked yet? No. Okay, they haven't technically
No,
locked
let's
yet.
jump over to the map room. So we're looking at Vitric Station here. Pretty straightforward, basic map. It's nearly symmetrical, not completely symmetrical, and both teams are likely to play for the top, as the top on Vitric Station is the important high ground. Theta's on the low ground, so you sometimes see mechs play to try and get Theta early. I might see an early fight on the low ground between faster elements, both teams, but the heavy boys are likely to go up top. Now, I've seen some alternate strategies as well. Let's go ahead and mark some things up. So Kastarion guards, I would expect them to play more standard, just going up top with, let's get a blue arrow here. Just going up top and setting up to probably receive. There's a possibility they push for the ramps, but I'm guessing that against the KDCM Saturday Night Specials, they're likely to try and play, a receive drop deck, expecting the brawl. Now, on the other side, we could see KDCM also go top, at least with their bigs, but I expect KDCM Saturday Night Special will be pushing. Now, this is a strategy that the main KDCM team has been using, where they've gone and taken their lighter elements and actually run them over to the side and jumped up top, initiating a brawl in the top with their lighter elements, having jump jebbed up from the bottom to the top and engaging on the heavier elements from what would be the receive team here of Kastarion guards. Now, on the other side, at the same time, they're going to be sending their assaults to push the ramps and put some fire in on the receivers as well. Now, there are two different KDCM teams. When I've seen them, they've been playing different strategies. I don't know if that's going to continue or if they will be playing the same type of strategy here. I'm going to go ahead and note that both teams are locked at this point, and so we are going to switch over our scenes to get things started here.
Alright.
Both teams locking at 480 tons. And we're ready to kick it off.
Alright. I'm good on my end?
Yep,
You
I'm
mode.
over on the match screen. No lobby cast here.
You mode first person only.
Oh, one
Good
more.
catch.
Yes, that was one thing that needs to be changed.
You know what? Go force some stock loadouts. Let's
Is
make
the
this
server
stop.
correct? I don't actually.
I believe it is.
Okay, well, let's launch here. Teams haven't told us otherwise.
Oh no, there we go.
And I'm not a referee, so
It looks like it's EU.
okay. I haven't read the rule book, so if an official would chime in on that, but okay, we're EU server, first person only.
Yeah, as per the rules, it starts with EU because KSG is
Okay.
team 1, and then switches every drop.
Okay, great. Thank you. We've got some
Not an
meta
official, but I
experts
looked up the
here
rules.
on the panel
I was
that
getting
may
to
or
it.
may not be chiming in from time to time. So we've got currently Ghosty and Jay in the channel with myself in level.
Yes. Yes, we got a meta council, well, meta panel, so to speak, expert panel, whatever you want to call it, with us here today. They will chime in after the drop, and if we have questions during the drop, their expertise will be used to answer those. Right now, we have Ghosty and Jay joining us for this match. We also got Bacon and Direwolf Singh from ME. They'll be here. I think they have matches later, so they definitely won't be here for their matches, but I believe they'll be here for after. But yeah, thank you, Jay and Ghosty, for showing up this very early afternoon for some hot mech on mech action.
All right, waiting for the two teams to get in here.
Yeah. I'm gonna fly my butt over to the red team.
Okay, looking at KDCM Saturday Night Special here in the red. Gonna get some builds real quick. Got a Mislinks. I'm assuming that is the standard heavy machine gun build. Yes, it is. Assassin 21. That is that jump jet mech I was talking about. So that indicates to me they are going to be jumping up. Night Gear is Ultra 5 and some red laser machine gun backup. Blood Asp is dual Hag 30 with red laser backup. Definitely a little bit of an exposure brawl type build coming out. Executioner, large pulse, red laser, also push mech, and Stalker 7D has 2 heavy PPC and 6 ER mead. They are taking a cap here with the Javelin, which is small pulse and X pulse and machine gun, so definitely brawl as well. But they are playing to the caps. Now they're taking the middle with their lights, so maybe they are not doing the jump up as the assassins up top. Over on
Evan
team
yeah,
one.
on team 1, Evan Jag's already starting to get some trades. They got a Hatamoto 27W. I believe that's the ISC build with Peeps and AC5s. They got a Stalker 4N. That is probably going to be, quad binaries. Very, very strong mech right now. Shadowhawk is dancing around the bottom. That Mislinks looks...
Mislinks took a lot of damage, 10%.
Took 10%, but he's orange, so something's open. Okay,
Might
his
be a
side
head
torso.
that's open.
Side
Oh,
torso
side
is about
torso.
open, yeah. All right.
That's that right torso. That's where the lasers are
Wait, the
located. This
ferret leading
hunchback
a
is about to
push
get
in?
jumped.
Oh no, they're
Yeah,
jumping up for the Evan Jag.
there's the jump. There's the jump. Evan Jaguar is missing some weaponry as well, so it'll be interesting to see how
Oh
things
no,
work
Viper
out.
fell
Almost
down!
legged already.
Evan Jag fell down! Oh!
Yeah, Kastarion is legged and on the basement. There's not much on him, just the Viper. The next target up here is being forced off. That is that Marauder with the dual Hag 30. Kastarion still has not gone down. The Viper is taking significant damage. It's a trade.
Viper got caught out and died for it. Now the Mislinks...
Rest of KDCM has pushed up now, and Hamoto Chi goes down. Now the next target is going to be that Stalker. Stalker leg is open. The big body of the of Kale's Danger Close Mercenaries Saturday Night Special is now up. The Night Gear is legged though, and that Stalker took a while to go down. Mislinks is moving slow as well. Likely took some significant damage.
Night Gear took a lot of damage from that Hunchback who got up the rear, but by and far for the most part, their bigs got across relatively low damage.
Mislinks is not legged. Interface is showing incorrect here to me.
Way of the Ferret is
Assassin's down.
Hyper aggressive. That's the third dive through of the enemy team he's done. And he's still alive. What a Chad.
Yeah, Phoenix Hawk has been forced down. This is looking really good for KDCM Saturday Night Special. The Shadowcat, though, with its jump jets, is taking up a position on the side flank here and putting in some damage. Now, this is still debatable who's going to win this. Shadowcat is looking very healthy at the moment.
Now, that Blood Ast, Taitsu, he is actually super fresh. He can probably tank the rest of this.
Mislinks on Mislinks duel here. This might decide it. Looks like, the Javelin. Javelin is legged, and the Mislinks is legged as well. Might have been fall damage that took out JVV's leg there from Kastarion guards. He's now being ignored. The remainder of Kel's Danger Close Mercenaries is now chasing after the healthier elements of Kastarion's guards.
Oh, Hunchback! Red goes the faster, trying to get an ambush flank on the Blood Ass, but who was that in the back? The Executioner, Heavenward, spotted him and gave him a good shot and pushed him back. Ooh, Taitsu just ate a big alpha in the side torso.
Yeah, that Blood Asp 67%, but nothing's open on it from the front at least. Javelin here 55% now going after the Red goes to faster is Hunchback 2 CA. There's a big strike coming in here. I don't think the Javelin saw it. Oh, but they get out. Both legs open on the Javelin. This match is not decided yet. Caps are starting to tick in the favor of Kastarion's guards as well. The Shadowcat's gone and taken some caps.
They do have a 4-cap with so many leg mechs on KDCM.
There's 2 mechs that aren't moving anywhere as they are legged. They're currently in a fight with that legged Phoenix Hawk.
Okay, they managed to get
the Executioner and the Mislinks are both legged right now. That Mislinks one touch, 33%, going for a cap though that's uncontested. Mislinks is legged from Kastarion guards. Hunchback just took a big burst there. How's it looking? No, nothing's open on Red goes to faster. Bloodass takes out that wounded Mistlings. This is maybe the decider fight. The Bloodass has an open side torque. So how's the ammunition looking on that mech?
He's still doing pretty good at ammo.
Yeah, there's a pincer movement coming in here. Executioner getting shots on the Red goes to faster. He does not see that Executioner coming in. Focused on the Bloodass. So this is a pincer.
He did have the Bloodass. All right, the Shadowcat took out the Javelin.
Yeah, that Javelin was severely damaged. Caps are still running here. Almost 500 caps for Kastarion guards. If this Hunchback makes it out of here alive, this could be the decider.
He doesn't even
just on the caps.
He doesn't even need to make it out alive. He just needs to hold these two mechs from going anywhere. Because the only thing left on KDCM side is that Mislinks, who's also legged. And they have an absolute... And then
they're
KSG
only
has
unlegged
a fresh Shadowcat that's just running and capping.
Hunchback has been legged here from Red goes to faster, but they've pulled into cover. I don't know if they want to actually peek here or not. Yeah, they're just continuing to retreat from cover. Now, is this Bloodass legged or is it not?
The Bloodass
is halved,
but
it's not legged, so that's still 48.
Last leg is open.
Yeah.
If Red notices that, he could alpha that leg right off right now.
It's 2 caps to 3 right now. Where's that Shadowcat? Shadowcat is completely fresh, taking the top, trying to get a pincer here. Might be able to pick up the kill on the Executioner.
Yeah, him getting into this fight might be the smartest move instead of keeping capping. Because like I said, that Executioner, that leg, take the leg. Oh, here we go. He does take some pot shots. Executioner, he is... Oh, that leg is one touch. Can the Shadowcat finish? No,
yeah,
he's gonna run. No! He's one shot. Shoot him.
Well, going for Theta, taking out the easy kill on the Mislinks and grabbing the cap is the safer play.
Oh.
It puts it to 3 cap to 2, and the caps are out almost 600 ticks right now. Even if this Hunchback goes down, I don't know if this legged Executioner and halved Bloodass have enough speed to get to caps, particularly not when that Shadowcat's still running around.
They absolutely don't. This Hunchback did a crazy good job at tying up the last of the KDCM's mechs.
Yeah, KDCM just didn't have enough speed left. Too many of their lights and mediums got legged or killed during that initial brawl.
Are we going to watch you go in there and kill the 2 mechs?
No, he's playing it safe. He's taking the win.
Hey!
He does pick up the kill.
Good on
him. This is definitely decidedly going the way of Kastarion's guards. Well done on the receive. It looked a little bit scary there for a bit, but the execution was a little bit better on the side of Kastarion's guards.
I saw that coming. Oh, I got a good shot of that.
Yeah.
They tried to play Ring Around the Rosie, but the Bloodass was surprisingly faster.
Shadowcat pulling off the clutch move here, grabbing the caps, using its speed to stay away from the brawl mechs. A lot of mobility in the Shadowcat with both speed and jump jets.
My hat goes out to the people out there who main Shadowcats playing very well. I am definitely not one of those people.
No, I do not play a Shadowcat.
Pilot is super deadly.
I'm very happy to have a Shadowcat on my competitive team, though. That's a mech that I feel is quite strong currently. I'd expect to see a fair bit of it here at Worlds.
He messed up his jump. Oh no, caps.
Yeah, caps. KSG. Game's over. So
I still would have liked to see him go for the kill. That Bloodass was like begging for an extra pickup on the kills.
Kastarion Guards picks up the first win here of
GG's.
Of this entire top 12. So and more importantly for them, the match.
Oh man, Red and that Hunchback murdered folks. 780 damage. But Mokor with 4 kills. Absolute kill stealer. Way to go.
Also the almost 2 minutes cap time.
Yeah, the caps ended up being very important there. Well played from both teams. I'll pop up the map strat on the screen, or I've got the damage on the screen. Let's go through that real fast.
The scoreboard, correct?
So I've got the Red goes to faster with 780 damage, leading the way for Kastarion Guards. Does get killed though. The Shadowcat come in clutch with 500 damage and the important caps, plus the 4 kills as well. 4 kills is a monster performance. Over on KDCM Saturday Night Special, Bloodass puts up almost 600 damage, but the rest of the team has some low numbers. Stalker and Viper didn't really get in there in time. I did not see what happened to the Stalker. I'm assuming it got legged on the approach. And a number of the targets from Kastarion's guards did end up jumping to the low ground where the Stalker would not have had shots. So well played there. I'm going to pop over to the map strat while I do the lobby. You guys can go ahead and discuss that.
All right, yeah. We'll pop it over to the map room, and then Jay and Ghosty, you guys take it away with your expert deals.
Oh yeah, all the expertise.
So we saw a Mario jump.
We saw it. Yeah, there was a jump.
The classic. It was interesting. I think the Mistings bled a lot on Theta early, which I saw Dared like move on the low ground to Theta, which seemed really weird, but he must have gotten a laser vomit burn off of some really cheeky angle onto that Mistlings. And it meant that the Mistlings can't realistically charge in front of every push anymore. It has to cycle out for the first time that they push in. And it did that by going onto, staying on the low ground, and then the Viper dropped it as well. So they kind of traded almost 2 mechs for just the Avengag in the initial push. Which
Yeah,
ended
if
up
I had
really
to
hurting them.
sit and pick a side, I would say that to send your 4 lights to the Ebon Jag and the further back assault that they had, rather than to send them to the side with the 2 guys that were more tucked in towards this middle area here. I think that if they would have gone and jumped up D3, it would have played out differently, but also 1.5 mechs missing the initial jump. So the first mech up there gets absolutely reamed.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is if 4 mechs jump at the same time, who do you shoot? Whereas if you come in a line of people, it's a lot easier to just call a focus target. And yeah, you kind of, out of the mechs that they had up there, you really want to hit that Stalker's legs. With how those binary Stalkers are built, they almost always strip their legs, so it's relatively easy to kill.
Yeah, and then there was the icing on the cake for KSG, which was the Hunchback 2C and the Shadow Cat that were able to get to the sides. And if you've ever received a push on this map, when you're receiving it from Bravo 3, and I guess that would be Charlie 3, just looking in, it's essentially free farm. And when you look at the damage that Mokor and the Red had, consider that at least half of that was to legs also, so it's not just that 400 damage from Mokor is really that's a perfect 400 damage essentially.
Yeah, and on the other hand, they did this perfect move of, they realized they killed 1 light, and I think they legged the Mistinks at that point, and they immediately sent their lights to just somewhere else, kill the assaults in the middle of the map, and made the call of legging all the lights, and then just play the cap game.
Yeah, it was a great match. It wasn't it definitely wasn't a stomp, but there was a point in the game where, especially as a KDCM fan, you're just like, oh, KSG got it. You could see once that 4th cap occurred, 2-legged assault and a legged, I think, Mistlinks or Javelin.
Once it's just legged lights and assaults left, and there's still a Shadow Cat and a Hunchy that isn't legged, I would say 90% of the time those 2 mechs win.
The most impressive play is Mokor's self-control, not to just join the fight.
Yes.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. He played the safe way, guaranteed the win. I still think he had I still think he could have took out the Executioner and then yeeted the Bloodass.
Absolutely.
He did take out the Executioner. He gave me what my hopes and dreams were, which
in a competitive match, I would always play for the win. If the winner's running away to cap, run away and cap. Now, in quick play, go ahead and play for the kills. The outcome of a quick play match does not matter. But in competitive, it's all about stacking the wins. It's a best of 5. If you mess up, get your Shadow Cat legged and you lose by 1 cap point or something, that is potentially huge.
Yeah,
always take the safe play.
Remember last year,
safe
Jay?
play when it's available.
DPS fought KDCM. We were KDCM ended up rolling us over our mechs, but we secured a good enough cap lead. At the very end, even though all of our mechs were dead and they were scrambling to get the last of the caps, we ended up winning with a sliver of our teeth. It was great. Team 1 locked up.
And now we're
That's
going
all
into
right.
polar, where the same thing is true, where your lights get picked. You know, it's time to boogie, time to cap. You know,
We're
so it's
actually-
really
Hibernal
it's real
Rift.
interesting how the biggest and smallest maps
Yeah.
have the same effect if you lose your lights at an early enough point in the game.
Yeah, Hibernal
It's-
Rift is actually map 2 here.
I mean, if we're
Polar
lucky
was-
enough,
I thought it
we'll
was
get to
polar
see
on
polar.
Friday.
But yeah. The other thing
I saw
is
snow.
this tournament kills don't matter at all. There's some tournaments where kills give you points, but this is Worlds where the winner on the end game screen is the winner, and that's all that
Absolutely.
really matters.
So we could run through the map strats here for Polar Highlands while we're waiting for Team 2 ready up.
Okay. I changed the Discord resolution for you guys to make things a little more stable. Alright. Team 1 is locked. Probably want to get off the map room back to the lobby.
So what we can expect here from Team 2 on Hibernal Rift, which would be the KDCM team, I'm expecting more of like an Epsilon push or something of that nature. They're not a pure push team though, so they might actually set up more with traditional control strat, taking the Volcano in Bravo 5, and then playing on the back ridge line in Bravo 3 as well, and also a little bit forward on some of the other control points. Over from Kastarion Guards, I'm not entirely sure what to expect from this team, but the standard plays are kind of Epsilon push, if that's something they're interested in. They could also play with Overwatch over on Bucket Hill in Delta 5, or they
D2
could
just
play
locked.
around Theta and playing more of a skirmish style. But we've got the match ready to go here, so let's actually just go ahead and flip over to 480 tons for both teams. No surprises here. So let's keep things rolling. And we've got some other matches coming up after this, so trying to keep everything on time.
Yep. 4 matches today.
Make sure we're on the proper screens here. Going to the match.
Good day for COP. Spooktober. You know what I need? I need to make myself a neuro helmet. That's what they're called, right? In game, pilot helmet.
Yeah. If you want to role play, you could get yourself a couple of joysticks. Make yourself a neuro helm. Maybe a full sim pit.
And yell clan command at people. There's a clan command.
Okay, I'm going to start going through the builds here for I'm
already looking here at KSG.
I've got a little bit of an issue. Something's not coming up on my screen.
I think they're still in the
Oh,
lobby,
alright,
so
good call.
none of that stuff.
There we go. Okay, we've got a linebacker with small pulse SRM, a little bit of a bracket funny build there. Well, not bracket, they're both the same weapon group. Viper is red lasers, not the machine gun Viper, and the SRM Viper is banned for those who are unaware. Firestarter, it's the K variant, not the A variant, with 8 small pulse. Those are in the arms instead of in the torsos. Executioner large pulse. This is definitely a push deck coming out of KDCM Saturday Night Special. It's a SRM Summoner, Hag and medium pulse Marauder 2, and Crusader with light PPC, small laser. Very aggressive. They've gone for the Theta cap here with their mislinks, but they're going to be pushing. Looks like they're going to go into the trench and then try to jump out.
Still working on setting up their firing line. They got an Executioner at this peak here at the back. The Marauder 2D and the Sun Spider. They're both holding
they
high
see the
ground
push
across
coming.
this bridge. Yes.
They're trying to reposition. There's a lot of ER large lasers. The Phoenix Hawk is notable as a large laser binary laser combo, but this push is happening. It's going to be interesting to see if the legs can stay on this time.
Looks like KDCM is just going to push right up the center.
First mech is legged. Crusader is legged. Mislinks is jumping in to try and dissuade.
Is down. Linebacker is just taking some light damage. Executioner is taking some major damage. Mislinks and the Viper have the Sun Spider pinned in the low ground. That Sun Spider
Sun
isn't going
Spider's
to
leg
live.
goes down. Executioner's leg, though, from KDCM. They have one mech down, one mech legged out of the fight. They have another mech going down here.
Dragging this out. They just got to drag it out a little further. Executioner goes down. Linebacker goes down.
There's nowhere to run though for these light mechs from Kastarion's guards. They are in a pit. This dervish over here looks like they're maybe trying to get out, but their leg is open and the Viper's on it. That should be off shortly. A lot of Kel's Danger Close Saturday Night Special have gone down though.
Now, yeah, the Marauder and Phoenix Hawk got they got squirreled by this
Marauder's leg.
Mislinks over here, which kept them out of the fight. Which
Yeah.
this fight would have went a
Both,
lot faster.
both legs are open, but they're doing a decent job of trying to keep it alive. Does go down. Phoenix Hawk from Jindo looks like they're overheating, but there's still another 2 mechs coming in here for Kastarion's guards to help out. This looks pretty much over. There might be another kill or 2 coming out here, but this Viper Mislinks combo, I doubt that they're going to get more than 1 more kill out of this.
Yeah, for sure.
That said, Dervish is open here. From Red goes to faster. Viper is trying to peel back, get a little bit of space here. I don't know about trying to kite with this mech, but they're the last one alive. 50% in that Viper.
Oh.
One arm is missing already. That is some weaponry gone. And the Viper just took a big hit, big hit, and does go down. So this is another drop win for Kastarion's guards.
I will say that I was a little worried with the push.
Yeah.
Pushing the center of a concave firing line is never the smart play.
Well, that goes in to show just Kastarion guards how prepared they were, having their mechs already set up preset for a receive, and correctly predicted what their opponents were going to be bringing.
Now, I will say the pullback that they did all the way back to their spawn. I mean, just looking at the dead bodies strewn about, they dragged that push out very long, and it paid dividends. Now, the Sun Spider fell off of his perch. Kastarion himself, rest in peace, got picked by the couple mechs, but that Marauder too that was on top, he got a few shots into the fight as the fight went underneath of him and got dragged back to spawn. And then that's when I believe it was the Mislinks and the Viper started bullying him, and then he got pushed off the top too. Or was I think it was a Phoenix Hawk and Mislinks. Take a look at the damage numbers here, though. KDCM's Mislinks, 493 damage, very nice. That Dervish put in some work too, and that Marauder, 576, 505 respectively.
Yeah, so we're going to be going to Crimson Straight. Teams are switching sides, so I need to do that in the lobby. You guys can go ahead and discuss map strat while I'm doing that.
All right. Expert panel.
Let's just erase most of the things on the strat.
Yeah, that's fine. The map is for you guys to do.
So
doodle with, not diddle with.
KDCM basically did this push. And it felt like KSG were planning on having mechs, on Radio Tower, on Bucket Hill, down Spine, but they ended up seeing the push really early in Charlie 4 already, and just setting up all the way in the back to get ready to receive. And to be fair, considering they were set up, it was really close. But yeah, I think that was the main issue with the push.
Painful spectator point of view is if KDCM had taken the dotted line instead.
I agree.
It would have been very different.
Because that executioner was the left
instead of going into the into the cone.
Yeah. Right where your arrow is, that's exactly where the executioner was, which was basically the left side of their firing line. Because the only thing any further left was that Viper ready to jump in. So yeah, if they pushed this way and then rolled, I think that would have went a lot different. Because these guys would have probably backed off and then they would just rolled this way.
You also wouldn't have had the Sun Spider and Marauder involved.
Yeah, I think you just hug this wall and then you jump up here and you get out at 300 meters instead of 600. But also on the other hand, there's 2 other basic approaches. You can either go all the way around here, which leaves you kind of unscouted, or you can do this push. And both of those give like scouting information to the team receiving a lot later, which means they can't set up like that in time.
Yeah.
But yeah, KSG, of course, just basically played the game of get on the high ground, get the longest sightlines possible, and then all shoot legs so that their most important mechs can't even get into the brawl. Like
Yeah,
the
and
Crusader
three
getting
mechs.
focused out.
Yeah.
Three mechs died before getting in. Period.
Yeah,
I
that
think
Crusader.
There was 0.
Wow, did that Crusader die fast?
Yeah, Crusader, Executioner, neither of those really made it to the fight, and
Executioner, this Executioner peeled off to the side this way, so he stopped forward momentum and started going sideways, and I think that made his legs easier to pick.
Yeah,
that could be. That could
he
be.
needed
Yes.
to get underneath of that Marauder and Sun Spider, because those are what
It's
was
good
laying
shooting
into.
though from Kastarion's guards.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
even though they spotted that push basically as early as possible and they were preset for it, that's still not a lot of distance that they have to try and take legs off. That's what, like 500 meters of exposed push, 400 maybe even. So that's some very good target focus where they did pick out the Crusader nearly instantaneously and then quickly shifted and took out another target in short order.
Yeah, it's like 500, maybe if you're lucky 600, but not more than that. And
I would have loved to be to hear KSG's comms on that one.
oh, they must have been so hectic.
I know, that's exactly what I'm thinking. All the angry Russian noises yelling. Oh, I bet it would probably be music to my ears. All right, Team 1's locked. Team 2 is on 5 minutes. Team 2 has a Lance Commander. Ooh. Somebody's green.
Yeah, so we're going to third drop here, and Kastarion Guards is up 2-0 in the series. It's a best of 5, so this is a decider drop coming up here on Crimson Strait if if teams are going to make that. Do you want to talk about Crimson Strait map strat at all?
Yep, I just pulled it up. They're going to take another minute, so I think let our experts, what do you think is going to happen here? Give us a prediction.
Jay, what's your guess?
I don't know. Because I don't
KDCM on team 1.
Yeah, KDCM on team 1. I'm going to guess an island push. But I know that this KDCM team, the Saturday Night Special, does play differently than the other KDCM team, the Q Dodgers.
If they push island, I will go out streaking, celebrating. I'm not sure. I'm really
MWO
not
Comp
sure
does
because
not
we've
endorse
only ever.
streaking. That is an illegal activity.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. It's a cultural thing from Queens. No, I don't. So some stuff they're doing, there's some influence from the A team, but KDCM's A team has never played Crimson Strait Team 1, so this is entirely theirs. For whatever reason, everyone's let us play Team 2, and I think our B team even elected to play Crimson Team 1, so they might have something up their sleeve. What it is, I have no clue. Could be a convoluted cap strat, could be an island push. I'm not sure. I'm excited. I do know that KSG, they're probably going to run a lot of meta staples. They're going to have Vipers, Mistling, Stalker, stuff like that. KSG has been Shadowcat. Yeah, they've been running the meta and a Hunchback 2C. I'm
going to go ahead.
Oh, damn, you're saying my Hunchy is not the meta?
And I'm going to point out that Island is the decisive point on this map. Both teams have the opportunity to push for it. They can either continue a brawl push off of the island, or they can hold on the island and use it as a mid-range trade position toward the city locations. So either team could play island, or there are some alternatives that could be played: back ridgeline, low city for either side, maybe even platform for the team 2 side. And the big question is going to be about Theta. If people send a mech for Theta, do you send one mech? Do you send 3 mechs? Do you send nobody and just brawl push? Because if you send a mech there and you get jumped by 3, you're down a mech. If you send 3 mechs there and the other team doesn't send any mechs and just brawl pushes you, you're down 3 mechs in the fight. It's like a 2-minute walk, maybe even longer, to try and get from the island to Theta or from Theta to the island. So you have to kind of pre-decide how you're going to play Theta, or get your scouting intel with one mech looking and trying to suss out what the opponent team is bringing before you make that commitment.
Yeah, it is like lighting the beacons of Gondor. When you get on Theta, they know you are down minimum 1 mech,
Yes.
and how they react from there is,
If you're team 2, they know everything, because that's the biggest difference between the two teams, is that team 1 can send mechs back here without ever getting scouted. And team 1, realistically, there's nothing you can do getting out of this without getting scouted. So team 2 or team 1 always knows what team 2 is doing.
Yeah.
But the other way around is not the case. And I think that actually
over the saddle, your mechs are always going to get spotted unless the opponent team just didn't actually look.
Yeah, at this level, everyone's going to look. Which I think this favors KDCM, because I think KDCM is the less flexible team out of these two. So locking KSG into a team side where they basically have to show their strat is really advantageous.
Yeah. All right, looks like both teams,
our teams are ready to go. So let's get that over onto the match. I'm going to launch it. 480 tons from both teams. They are using the full tonnage, which is to be expected. On occasion, you see a team use less than the full tonnage, but in this case, both teams are electing to use up all of the tonnage available to them. I just waiting for the teams to arrive in their dropships. I'm looking over on the blue team side. Blue team, of course, being Kel's Danger Close Mercenaries Saturday Night Special. Kastarion Guards came into this as the favorite team, the higher rank, and so far they have shown that with 2 relatively decisive wins. They have been close enough that I'm not going to predict this is a 3-0 series by any stretch of the imagination. This could be a very close fight coming up here. Going to grab some mech builds real quick. Hopefully I have some time. We've got an Osiris on the field. I cannot seem to click on it. Incubus with heavy machine gun, medium laser, so that is a mid-range build. Likely going to try and make a play for the cap in that. Viper is red laser. The Osiris is small X pulse lasers. I don't know the quirks on that. Might be ridiculous. And it also has some machine guns. And then they've got a Black Lantern, so with red lasers. So that is a dedicated attempt to go for Theta there from Kel's Danger Close Mercenaries.
I would point out KSG has set up a firing line for receiving right outside their spawn. They are running Stalker 5S, Avengag, and Marauder 2D. That 2D is double Hags. Double checking what's on the Avengag. Avengag is large pulse. Alright, they held. It looks like they noticed that they're not being pushed, and now they're going forward. They're going to take Island.
Yeah. The rest of Kel's Danger Close Mercenary Saturday Night Special, their mechs are mid-range with the remainder of their mechs. Stalker 5S is dedicated long range coming out of Kastarion's Guards. Now that Eben Jag is missing a couple of lasers. That bothers me. I don't know what's going on with that build. The Battle Master is a surprising pick to me. Definitely considered a little bit weak in my opinion. Just the hitboxes are not good on it. Phoenix Hawk again is a large laser and binary large laser from Kastarion's Guards. Very odd pick of build that I have not seen prior to this match, but they've brought it twice, so they must like it. Shadowcat is running Hypersalt Gauss. That's a very strong harassing build, but they've seen the play here from Theta that Kel's Danger Close Mercenary Saturday Night Special has taken Theta, so there is a bit of an aggressive play here from Kastarion's Guards, pushing their lights up closer to the skirmish line. Looking to see if they can get a pig, but
now,
Saturday Night Special, they're keeping 1 mech at Theta. The other 2 are starting to return. And the builds are not set up for a push here from Kastarion's Guards. They might push anyways because they know they have the numbers advantage.
Ooh, Taitsu tries to get an alpha on the Viper, but whiffs most of it. Viper got out with almost no damage. Now, KSG, their spider did scout the enemy on Theta and the other two on that corner over on that side of the map. And that's about the time they started getting aggressive, but all those lights have come back except for one, who looks like he's heading for Saddle. He's going to probably come in from the side there.
Kastarion Guards is now backing off of this skirmish line with their lighter element. They're probably going to make a play for the cap, would be my prediction, based off of the movement I'm seeing.
Yeah, KSG is just looking to get Epsi here. They're not looking to brawl or fight. They're just they're taking Epsi because once they take it, their assaults can just overwatch it and hold
right
it.
at the saddle.
They do need a... Okay, so we have one mech here on one mech at the saddle. Spider versus Incubus. The Incubus is running away as they know they do not have support and they're unsure as to their opponent's level of support. I think the Incubus has the advantage here at a close range brawl, but they're retreating instead. Now, does the Spider go for Theta or not?
It looks like
I do believe they're going to make the play for Theta. They do need that second cap.
KSG's firing line has shifted left towards more of an Overwatch over Gamma. Mokor and the Red are over here skirmishing around Gamma. We'll see how this goes. It's about to be 2v4. Not great odds. Now, Gento,
yeah, there's a couple mechs in the water here for Kastarion's Guards. There's very little cover once you're in the water. The legs are, partially obscured depending whether or not things are going on. But they're going to be aggressive here. There are two mechs from Kel's Danger Close Mercenaries Saturday Night Special moving toward Theta right now. That might have been scouted by the Spider. That might be why they're pushing here, as they know they have the numbers advantage. Keep in mind, caps are ticking, so there is a onus on Kastarion Guards to make a play here. And they are pushing for that cap. They are pushing Saturday Night Special off of the cap here. Epsilon cap. Now, can they flip it? They definitely have a mech on the cap. The Viper there is pretty well covered. They should be able to take that cap. The Epsilon cap will be going the way of Kastarion's Guards in another 30 seconds or so.
Now, KDCM is finally reacting to this Epsi stuff, but it still feels a little slow. They still got mech shifting left.
Saturday Night Special has one mech staying on the saddle as well, guarding Theta.
This EXC though, Taietsu, he's taking the brunt of this push over here, and his mech is not doing good. He's opened up.
Well, side torso's open, but other than that, for 50%, that's a very healthy executioner. Has not even lost an arm. Full retreat here from Saturday Night Special off of the cap point.
Already responding with sending a light to Kappa though. So yeah, that's a good move.
That would be that Incubus running for Kappa. And Sigma's completely unguarded as well. I mean, Stalker could turn around, but I don't think they have an angle from there. Crusader is taking a significant damage to its rear torsos on the retreat here.
Yeah.
But caps are still in the favor of Kel's Danger Close, Saturday Night Special.
And Crusader both gave up so much armor.
Yeah. They lost armor, but they did not lose mechs, and the caps are almost to 500 with a 3 cap to 2 situation here in the favor of Saturday Night Special.
All right, so they have the pullback here, but is all of KSG just heading to Kappa now? It looks like it.
Viper and Incubus are trapped.
Oh,
there's a pack coming in here, but there's a lot of space to run. Caps are at 500 to 400.
Incubus had the right idea. He's already out of there. No, don't go back. Don't go back to the fight.
I mean, all they have to do is keep these lights occupied. For KDCM, they just have to keep Kastarion Guards' lights occupied, keep their legs alive, keep running. Viper has an open leg. But as long as these lights from Kastarion Guards are not standing on a cap, they're not actually being very effective. And at the same time, the main body of KDCM Saturday Night Special has turned around and is moving back toward Epsilon. I see that on the mini-map. Viper's still got its leg from Stool Softener. Both legs are now open on that Viper. Probably about to be legged here in a second. There, Viper goes down. Both legs killed simultaneously. This Incubus now 600 caps to 450.
Yes,
Incubus is legged.
About to have 4 cap as well.
So this light fight, both lights have been picked off. We now have a main body push here. Kel's Danger Close Mercenaries Saturday Night Special are pushing the island. And this is a play where they just need to delay their opponents. They also need to put one mech on Epsilon. They're not sending anyone to Epsilon right now. They're just full committing to ascend. I don't know if their cap points currently are enough. As Theta is being flipped, there's one mech on Theta. That would be the Spider, I take it.
Most likely, yeah.
This is looking good now for Kastarion guards. This push is the mechs are too heavily wounded right now from Saturday Night Special. The Executioner is open and down. Blood Asp is heavily damaged, 75%, nothing open critical yet, but that Crusader looks in bad shape. Both legs are open. And Crusader's legged, Blood Asp about to go down here as well. I would take it. Focus Fire, pretty easy to do when there's only one mech to shoot at.
Alright, he got the Mad Cat, but he's going to
Now,
go down
it all
for
comes down to caps. And there's one more, the Osiris here trying to go for Theta. It's going to have to fight this Viper. Viper's at 94% to start the fight. Nothing's open on it, not even close to open.
Alright.
Caps are at, well, Gamma's being flipped, so caps are at 680, but
This
I
might
mean,
be
at this point, it's over.
this might
The
be a
Osiris needs to
controversial
have
opinion.
two caps flipped right now, but
The two mechs
cannot
that
do
died
so.
over between Sigma and Kappa, they needed to stay alive. Them stopping
If they'd
is
stayed
fine.
alive for longer and even just kept moving and kept pulling the lights away, made sure nobody could go for Theta, it might have been enough. But they ran out of real estate. There was nowhere to run.
There's also a lot of idling above Gamma for the rest of the KDCM
I was
side.
gonna
Like
say,
there was 5-6 mechs not moving for a quarter of the match.
It was less about the lights not surviving long enough and more about the bigs not sending it as soon as the lights are getting pushed.
Absolutely. I didn't have a camera over there, so I don't know exactly what was happening with the main body, whether or not they had the intel that they're, as to where the push was occurring. But they needed to make that play for Epsilon instantaneously, and there was a little bit of delay on that. Looking at the stats
it was
quick.
there. You could see them doing it.
Yeah,
but
these damage numbers are absolutely scary. Nobody on Saturday Night Special cracked 200 or 300 damage. A couple of double Ds as well. And over on Kastarion guards, Gwentler in that Marauder 2C has 800 damage dealt from that island position. I questioned the Battlemaster pick, so they went ahead and put out nearly 600 damage there from Old Haas, and just the stark difference in terms of damage numbers here. But in the end, it even just went down to caps.
Yeah.
He heard you talking shit about the Battlemaster.
I suspect that might be the case. How about the lobby stat here, if you guys want to do some etch a sketch?
Yeah, I'm pulling up the map room real quick. All right, expert panel.
So, what team do we start with? What they did, I think.
I say start with Team 1, KDCM.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna draw Kastarion's line while you do that.
Yeah. So basically, they did the default of grabbing Epsi Gamma Theta relatively early, and
that was
KSG, KSG saw mechs heading Theta, and since Team 1, of course, they can move their mechs there without getting scouted, before here. They have to assume that there might be more coming. So they said, okay, let's not take Theta, and they did the correct move, the correct response, which is to take Island with their bigs and send their lights in this area and try to prod at Epsi. And I think that's really where KDCM almost fell apart, because really you want to stop them from wrapping this corner. Once they wrap the Epsi corner, you lose Epsi, and all you can do is rely on getting their back caps. Optimally, you'd want to have an assault mech down here in the water where the tiny arrows are, and that stops them from going around that corner and just skirmishing you to death with their lights. And it lets you hold Epsi for almost indefinitely. And then on top of that, you can just send your Incubus, grab the back cap, and as soon as anything splits off to go that way, just run back over saddle. If their lights chase an Incubus, they're just going to waste a minute, and you win on caps.
And one thing to be noted is KSG, the entire game, kept putting UAVs up at saddle. Even after they left saddle, literally 2-3 minutes they're gone from saddle. They kept sending someone back. All right, keep putting up UAV there. And sure enough, they were able to spot the mech going to Kappa and Sigma. They only end up getting Kappa instead of Kappa and Sigma.
Yeah, that would be
And
the
so there was a lot of...
Spider. I don't know who was playing the Spider, but I got a good view at one point when KDCM had 2 mechs here, and then the third one heading to Theta. He just camped right here and just had a picnic, right? And just overwatched this area until these guys started leaving, and then he left too.
Yeah.
Popped a
That was
UAV and then left. I thought that was great. He didn't engage. He just stayed up here in the forest where you could barely see him, and he just pulled a
It's the
creeper.
early. Let's check out if they're going for Theta, and if they're not going for Theta, all right, we'll grab it, and thank you for the free gift of a cap point. But if they don't, we're just pull out of there and grab Epsi instead.
I'm surprised the Incubus didn't opt to fight the Spider when they were at the saddle. It was the Incubus that pulled back.
It's scary, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know for sure that it's a 1v1, but the Incubus does have the build advantage there. It was ER large with machine guns versus, what was it, 3 medium pulse and machine guns. So there's definitely a DPS advantage in the favor of
2 medium X
Incubus.
pulse for machine guns. The Spider takes
That's
that.
pretty beefy.
Yeah,
That's pretty beefy.
The Spider wins that 1v1
The
every
Spider
time.
had
If
an
it's
ER
ER
large.
large.
I'm pretty confident.
If it's an ER large,
I'd
say it comes down to player skill. I wouldn't blame either of the mechs for trying to stay alive, since on this map especially, the thing that we saw in Vitric applies even more here. If you kill their lights and their assaults are still alive, if you have 2 lights against 6 bigs, you win. It's a big enough map, and it has enough like sightline prevention that you can just run around and cap everything.
Yeah.
You know, my meta expert opinion is KDCM should have pushed.
I honestly agree, because Team 2
all
is
the ER large.
Team 2 is so locked in that really they aren't that great at receiving a push.
So Jay here gets the opportunity to play against Kastarion guards next week with KDCM's main team, the Q Dodgers.
We're gonna push them every drop.
Yes.
We're gonna push them every drop. Come on.
Kastarion guards get to start off with 2 matches against KDCM for this tournament bracket by virtue of their first round win.
Their S keys are gonna be completely worn out.
I think that the real strat that I would have run against KSG is like push something to island, especially since you've already pushed 2 drops in a row. Like push something to island. They're gonna be scared. They're gonna sit all the way like up on these mountains. You have Epsi Gamma. You send like 3 lights to Theta. You grab Theta, and now they have to do their island push. But instead of like, first of all, they're taking a lot longer because they've gone all the way to the edge of the map. And they're also, as soon as they reach island, you're just, all right, here we have push mechs. We're just going to push you from 300 meters away.
Yeah, I do think that this was KDCMB's own strat. They did there was a lot of good stuff about it, right? The assault successfully pulled off of Epsilon. They delayed the cap of it. And the second they were getting the back cap on Kappa, I'm like, okay, cool. So they might get Sigma also, right? Which would be good. Or maybe 1 light should have went straight to Sigma. I'm not really sure. But it was looking decent. But I think at the end, even though their light was late to Epsilon, I don't think that's what got them. I think somebody from KSG was shooting them on the cap point, because otherwise there'd be no reason to leave it. And that was it. That was basically, they were able to full cap Epsi. If they just sliver capped Epsi, KSG, right? KDCM would have been able to recover the cap and then make some moves from there, right? But the fact that KSG was able to full cap Epsilon is really what kind of put the nail in the coffin. Like, it was, you're not getting that thing back easily.
As soon as KDCM had to like fall back to Charlie 4 with their with all their mechs and just completely leave Epsi, that's kind of decides the game. If you have to fight over Epsi, you only get a sliver, and you have to trade a lot of armor for it, then it's totally reasonable that someone can get it back. But a full cap Epsi with like
saying
a stalker
similar
watching
stuff
it.
to We Are. Sorry, Ghost. I just have to cut you. It's my boy. I love all day of it.
Yeah, full capped FC, not a chance.
Yeah, it was. And Audace was saying that KDCM should have pushed, like you said earlier. The second that their light called, okay, I'm going over saddle, every KDCM mech should have been foot on the gas. You know.
Yeah.
And it's a close. It's still a close match.
It was a really good
It was
strat,
in
yeah.
control. Like it was in control of KSG, even though the match was close. They that experience kicked in. You know.
Yeah.
I will say
Both teams played versatile strats.
The whole match was good. None of the drops felt like, well, they were all brutal, right? Fought down to the last couple mechs on both sides.
I mean, we had one with 2 wounded mechs at the end, though, live, everybody else dead. Like, that is as close as it gets.
Awesome. And the other was 2-1. And then this is less than 100-point differential on caps.
Yep.
Yeah. Both teams,
Ending
you
in
guys
a light
played your
fight.
little hearts out.
Awesome.
But we are going to have to wrap this up here in a moment. Take a short break because we have the next match coming up here, actually. In,
We've got
10 minutes.
We've got 10 minutes here if we want to talk about other map strats while we're, some of the other drops in a little bit more depth or something of that nature.
Yeah, so Ghost, you and I are we're playing on Polar. What are we doing?
What are we doing? Polar. All right.
What are we doing?
So you
It's
guys
about
are
Polar.
looking at
I want to see some
All right.
Polar. Come on.
All right. We wanted to see Polar. All right. What are we doing? Which team you want?
Oh, well, I'm team 2.
Your
Obviously.
team 2. All right. So
never pick anything with team 2.
I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna pull out an old classic. All right. This is a team 2 strat, but I'm gonna just adapt it. So
You're
I'm
gonna pull out what you used to lose to us in 2021, or
no, I'm gonna use
something new.
the 2021 final strat. We're gonna do this kind of control. So we're gonna bring that's big. We're gonna bring out the big boy circle.
The big boy circle.
The big boy circle of Lerm cover.
Or did you say the L word?
Yes. LRMs.
No.
LRMs. Let's go. It's Polar. I'm gonna bring out the classics. I guess that would be an Incubus.
So I put all reliable down. So it's Polar Highland, run 5 fast movers, pick something, try to pick something at least. And then worst case scenario, we were talking earlier, you lose a light, you lose the game on these big cap maps, right? So instead, just run a ton of lights. You lose one, it doesn't matter. Who cares? You got 4.
Yeah, if you have 4, totally fine. So I'm gonna beat you to that. I'm gonna run 6 lights. But I think the deck actually has Hellfire is definitely in there. Streak Hellfire actually, because it's all about the lights. I think it has Gargoyle and Exy as well, and then Fast Lerm Assault. And I remember playing Lerm 2C with Lerms. It's basically you send 1 light to Gamma. It's either denying Gamma early with like an Eon or Incubus, or getting it if they let you get it. And then you take Epsi Kappa. It's easier to play from Team 2 because Epsi is easier to get from Team 2 than Sigma is from Team 1, but you can get Sigma. And then you pressure Sigma or Theta, and the entire time you have this like 1,000-meter radius circle of Lerms where if their light mechs are caught in it and they can't break the lock, they're gonna get legged at some point.
Well, then the thing with the Lerm strat is you have... It's like I was saying, when you have 5 lights and they're all going to go cap, they're all going to pick other lights, stuff like that, right? The second that the enemy team brings a Lerm boat into play, well, now one of those lights got to go kill that Lerm boat. And one of the lights has to go kill a Narker. And one of the lights has to go do that, and then it suddenly turns into, now I have 2 lights.
Yeah,
and it's really... it makes the enemy have to do things instead of just... a lot of times a team with so many lights and medium, pseudo lights could kind of idle around and just react. But once you get Lerms into the mix, when your executioner pilot is crying, "Help, I'm dying," you got to start moving. So it is really interesting to bring Lerms on this map. But
It's
I
also
don't know. I don't know
the
if we'll see
idea
it this
of
year.
let's just ignore their big mechs, and just play the Lerms, and then we have 6 light mechs. You have 5. All right. So if we fight that, that's not actually a 6v5. That's a 7v5 because the Lerms are flying. Basically, every time there's a 1v1 on like Epsi, Sigma, or Kappa, it's a 2v1 because Lerms are in the mix.
2D20 did this also. Like, that's one of the real funny things about this. 2D20 had a Lerm awesome in a game before, and someone's like, oh, it's a PPC awesome. And then the LRMs start coming out.
Yeah, the awesome isn't what I'd bring for this because it's just too slow. Like, you take the Warhammer 2C because it goes 80, and you can actually reposition, and your circle of 1,000 meters realistically becomes like 1,500 meters. Yeah. It's really strong against a team that doesn't know how to adapt to it. If a team does know how to adapt to it and has fast enough assaults that they just can basically come over and fight you, or you run into like a push strat or anything like that, that gets a lot tougher. But if someone plays static, you are large assaults.
Yeah.
I think this would be my go-to.
Yeah, it was with the games earlier. It was another case where you live. What is it? You live by the brawl, you die by the brawl, right? Every game decided by what your last 2 mechs alive are and how much damage they took. It is. If there was a way, both games for KDCM to get the lights in sooner, I think it would have pushed a little heavier in their favor, just because then imagine if Taitetsu and the Executioner successfully gets in against a Sun Spider and a Marauder 2C in close range, right?
Yeah.
Or on the first game, imagine the Nightjeer and the Stalker don't get just shot to shreds. Like, it is, you need to really, really commit to it, and anything but 100% committal and perfection with stuff like the jumps, right? Anything but 100% is a team can pick you apart. But Brawl is the great skill equalizer. I think
it's the same thing receiving.
Shot.
It's the exact same thing receiving. If one of your mechs drops off of Vitric, you lose. Like if the Hag 30, I mean, it was a god tier bait from Kastarion, baiting like half, like the Viper down with him into 5 other mechs. But the one thing that probably puzzles me the most is the Hag Blood Asp on 2 out of 3 drops.
Yeah. Maybe if you know you're receiving Brawl.
Maybe, but even then, what does it get 2 Hag 30s and not even a cooldown quick? I think the 2 CD is just better.
Or Warhawk.
I'm going to go ahead and start the timer here, Level, if you're around. We're going to start setting up for the next match. Sorry to cut you guys off, but...
Nice.
Alright, so end stream and then start stream at the same time, right?
Well, not ending the stream. I'm keeping the stream running, but I'm switching to the countdown screen.
Okay.
Alright.
You count down.
Okay, so it's muted now on the mics for anyone who's... yeah. Thanks for joining us.